Right now we're 6,500 feet in the air, going about 100 miles an hour. The foundation says that 22 veterans die every day by suicide, which is more than 3 times the amount that we lost in combat. The Cash Humane Society says they've saved over 90% of the animals that come into the shelter. You can take the squeegee and run it over one layer. School's in session. Find out if you can pass our Aggie Sports Quiz. We're starting out our quiz today in high school. So our first question, here we go. True or false? Skyview is the top-ranked team in Region 11. Troopers respond to crashes every single day, but the most dangerous part is on the side of the road. He was in the shelter for about 10 months, and if he would have been in a kill shelter, he probably would have been euthanized. Hall said that he didn't vote for the substitution of the bill because it would only protect minors. Have you been affected, or have you seen the impact that mental health has on those in service? Not too bad outside, 27 degrees with a low of 7. All right, our show starts in just about a half hour, and we are going to go over our top 3 stories of the day. First off, Alex Whipple's sentencing.
Next is going to be the Suicide Awareness Hope Walk.
And finally, on a brighter note, talking about the Cache Valley Food Pantry. We hope to see you tune in. We're here at Ogden Union Station. This became a major hub after the railroad's completion at Promontory Point. Chinese workers sailed for thousands of miles, and their stories are often untold. The railroad has left a legacy that's lived on for decades, but details of those workers who helped build that legacy have often been lost. We're here at Ogden Union Station. This became a major hub after the railroad's completion at Promontory Point. Chinese workers sailed for thousands of miles, and their stories are often untold. The railroad has left a legacy that's lived on for decades, but details of those workers who helped build that legacy have often been lost.
I tried to kill myself a few times.
I was definitely taken advantage of by older men.
These are stories of people who have undergone conversion therapy. It's the practice of trying to change an individual's sexual orientation from homosexual or bisexual to heterosexual. People describe it as,
it's very instantly dehumanizing.
I left feeling very confused about my place in the world.
Representative Craig Hall said he proposed this bill because
to make sure that we get rid of these therapies that do not work and are particularly harmful.
Hall proposed the bill to ban conversion therapy in Utah on February 20th. The bill stated that it would be illegal to perform therapy that would try to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. Representative Lisenby proposed a substitute to the bill on March 5th. We reached out to Lisenby, but she did not respond. And on March 6th, the bill died in the legislature. Hall said that he didn't vote for the substitution of the bill because it would only protect minors. Adults would still be able to go through this therapy that Anderson said led to abuse and that Ethington said led to suicidal thoughts.
It breaks you down to just self-rejection. It just makes you feel worthless.
As a kid, Anderson says he was forced to go to conversion therapy. He says that being forced to go is toxic for a child.
I think that that's what pushes a lot of the ideas that prevented this bill from passing, is the idea that like we want to raise our children as we want them to be and not as they want to be.
Ethington says she was forced to go to therapy by her parents because she is a transgender woman. She said she never thought the therapy would work.
I mean, changing who you are like that, it's not possible.
Hall says he hopes the LGBTQ community knows that he is still fighting for the bill.
I can just say that this issue is definitely not going away. Passing this bill is an important thing so that we can come to solutions on this issue throughout the state.
Ayanna Likens, ATV News. Piece by piece, artist Eric Jensen uses recycled keys to create art.
I'm becoming an artist that's all about recycling.
Jensen said he gets these keys from all over the U.S. He pops them off and sorts them by color. Jensen said he gets inspired by artwork like this, Starry Night. His next step is to pixelate the artwork so he can get the perfect color and measurement to create this artwork.
But some of the keys are a little bit too big, so I have to sand them down to get them to fit in the group. So they're puzzles, so they're like trying to get them all to work together.
Jensen is deaf. He says art has always been a way he expresses himself.
Art was my first language, and English is my second language. Focus on the void, and your journey will be diminished.
He puts messages in his art to express how he's feeling.
They're definitely my journal, so it's fun to go back and look into the artwork and be like, oh, yeah, I was dealing with this, or if this happened in that stage while I was building this.
Summerfest here in Logan was Jensen's first show stop. He says he travels all over the West, but Cache Valley launched him.
People in the Cache Valley just really motivated me and helped me and said, good job, this is awesome. And they were so inspiring and helped me to be like, you know, I can actually do this.
Box alert 42, I just got hit.
Sergeant Brian Nelson was responding to a separate crash just minutes before a truck came slamming into him. The driver of this truck hydroplaned and slammed into Nelson's patrol car and then into the other car. This wasn't the first officer-involved crash. Accidents like this, and this, and this happen more than you think. And troopers say,
these types of accidents are so easily preventable. So easily preventable.
And to prevent more crashes like this, Nelson says to slow down and move over. But he says not everyone does.
It's just unfortunate that there's a few that just can't let off the gas a little bit and take a second or two out of their life and avoid, you know, a possible tragedy.
The driver of the truck did move over, but she didn't slow down, which still led to an accident.
I was very fortunate. Like I say, if she would have lost control just a split second sooner and impacted the rear of my car, this story would have been totally different.